I have been in romantic relationships where I gave my all, I gave my heart, I gave my heart entirely into it. I gave in the relationship. And you are looked in the eye and you're asked, thanks, but I wanna leave. And you're like, see, but I did this for you. I gave you this, I loved you like this. And they're like, bro, when did I ask for that? Now, there's a very thin line, especially with Christians, on wanting to please everyone, because a Christian should be kind, a Christian should have a good heart, a Christian should be friendly, a Christian should be vibes. A Christian should be easy. A Christian should not question things. Ukiambiwa jump, you just ask how high, because you're a cocker. Guys, even Jesus had boundaries, okay? So often than not, having being a Christian who is not a people pleaser is criminalized. When you need to approach an older person, for example, and you have your idea, you have your beliefs, you have what you stand for, but they're like, but I want you to do this, and you're like, no. And they will be like, but you're a Christian, you need to give me the last 1,000 shillings you have, because you're a Christian. See, God will provide. Do you want easy, or do you want alignment with God? Do you want what feels nice, easy, comfortable, or do you want that which is aligned to God entirely? Seek wisdom on the no's you're giving. Seek wisdom on the yeses you're giving. Your yes could be a people pleasing. Your no could be a people pleasing. Go with what you know you need to. The spirit always knows. The spirit always knows. Your subconscious mind always knows what's right for you. If you don't know who you are, don't worry, society will tell you. But you need to make sure that the society will not be the loudest voice in your head, that the society will not define you for you. Who said you have to be everyone's cup of tea? Who said that you have to make everyone happy? Who said that your life goal was to make sure that everyone was happy being in your life? Who said that you had to be the easy friend or the easy sister or the easy person in the family, in the friend group? No, no one said that. No one said that. No one has ever said that. Hi guys, karibu sana to yet another episode of Hearted Stories, and today we are talking a conversation that's very dear to my heart, and it is because I have been on the receiving end. Let me tell you, this whole episode will just be me talking and being vulnerable, and me being on the receiving end of my very many blows. Okay. Oh my god, people pleasing, the need to make everyone happy. I do not know where that notion came from. I don't know where we learned that from. I have tried to research how people pleasing came to be, or how the requirement of people being perfect or being good enough has been made a thing, a trendy thing, where if you're not making everyone happy, then you're not supposed to be in that friend group. You're not supposed to be a friend to that person just because you're not making the whole world happy. And if I'm being honest, I have said this before in this episode, in this season, is my first mental illness was caused by that. And no one ever told me that, Maureen, I am sitting you down here today and I want you to be perfect and I want you to have your whole life to figure it out. No, no one ever told me that. It was just something that I registered in my head, that, you know what, Maureen, as a last born, as a daughter of Mothoni, you need to be perfect. And Mothoni herself had not told me that. Mothoni is my mom. My mom. So she had not told me that. I just had this idea or personal expectation I had placed on myself. And it's this common statement couples I have had on the streets of online, when you do your all for someone and they one day look at you and tell you, I did not ask you to do it. Well, does it happen? Yes. And it's very rooted on the need to please others, on the need to be perfect, on the need to seem like we have it all figured out. And it never ends up on the right route. It never ends up on the right route. I've unfortunately been on the giving end of this people pleasing thing. Yeah, this is me being vulnerable here again. I have been in romantic relationships where I give my all, I give my heart, I give my heart entirely into it. I give in the relationship. And you are looked in the eye and you're asked, thanks, but I wanna leave. And you're like, see, but I did this for you. I gave you this, I loved you like this. And they're like, bro, when did I ask for that? And darling, they did not ask for it. Did they deserve it? Absolutely not. Now, there's a very thin line, especially with Christians, on wanting to please everyone, because a Christian should be kind, a Christian should have a good heart, a Christian should be friendly, a Christian should be vibes, a Christian should be easy, a Christian should not question things. Ukiambiwa jump, you just ask how high, because umeokoka. Guys, even Jesus had boundaries, okay? So often than not, having being a Christian who is not a people pleaser is criminalized. When you need to approach an older person, for example, and you have your idea, you have your beliefs, you have what you stand for, but they're like, but I want you to do this, and you're like, no. And they will be like, but you're a Christian, you need to give me the last 1,000 shillings you have because you're a Christian. See, God will provide. Has been It's very much used in life, in our daily interactions, of people expecting us to give more than we can. And Christianity is one of the things that is very used against us. And often than not, the courses, these are just a limited, very limited courses of this. I hope we will go down and sit down and reflect on, if you're a people pleaser or if you're not a people pleaser, where could it be stemming from? One of the very many causes is low self-esteem, wanting validation from the world. If whatever feeds your validation feeds you, whatever validates you leads you. If your if your source of strength or your sense of self-identity is from society, then society has the right to take it away, and it has the right of giving it to you. So if you are not able to understand that, by the way, this society, what it's asking from me is a bit too much, one, you might end up in a mental illness. I personally ended up with anxiety, and it's because I knew I would only, no one had told me these things. And unfortunately, there are people who are directly told, you can only be my daughter if you're getting 100% in your papers, or if you have a big job, driving a big car, living in a big house. That's the only way you're accredited to be their daughter in that household. And it lowers your esteem somehow. It lowers your esteem. But without the identity, with a low self-esteem, without understanding, um, who who you are as a person, who you are as an individual, the society has a way of feeding into you, and it has a need. It will constantly ask you, wow, how much more can you give me? How much more can you give me? And it's crazy how demanding it can be. We have these things that with our generation they're happening a lot. I don't necessarily argue with them, but I argue with them some bit, because this is the affirmation technique that people use. I am beautiful, I am enough, I am great, I am blessed. I love that you are saying that, but the mind somehow picks those ones like suggestions. It needs some rooting, some grounding on what you're saying. If you're saying you're good enough, let it be backed up with a reason why you're good enough. If you have, regardless of how small it is, let it have a grounding on how good enough you are. For example, I'll give an example again with this podcast. In one of the episodes, I said how doubtful I am about the success of this, but I have a track record of success on social media. So what it looks like is me reminding myself, because I don't want me to do it in the virtue of I want to please the society, I want to please anyone, I want to please everyone. I am pursuing, and that's all I am doing, pursuing people's happiness. I have a track record of how I can get followers online. And with that, I use that as a way of boosting my esteem, of understanding, Sasa, I am here. This is what I aim to do. The society has what it thinks I need to do, but this is what I'm aiming to do, and this is how we're doing it. And I find that really affirming. It boosts your esteem, kidogo. Attitude of gratitude. I am very big on gratitude. It's just a record of great things. So when you're not in your best moods, you can just go back and you're like, oh, I want this. Last year we did it. And the whole trajectory of the podcast of we did the gratitude the 52 weeks challenge of the gratitude, and up to date it still sustains me to some extent, because I'm like, okay, so I did this, oh my god, I met this friend. Every time I feel like, oh my god, I can't make any friends, I have a track record of making friends. And with that, it takes away the pressure of anyone who comes to me as a friend. I'm like, let's be friends, let's be friends, let's be friends. No, it shows me that you can make boundaries because you can make friends naturally, you know. And another thing is that is very big on causing people pleasing is the fear of rejection, the fear of being told no. And it stems from a system where maybe you were told from a young age you didn't feel loved and you didn't feel appreciated, you didn't feel like you're worth being loved. And it grows into you with the identity of, I need prove to prove myself worth of being loved. I need to prove myself. So when you're asked to jump, you ask how high. When you're asked to do anything, you ask how high. And here's me bringing the Christianity aspect of it. It comes with not knowing who you are as yourself and who you are in God. Because if you are afraid of the world telling you no, inevitably, whether you're a Christian or a pagan, whatever religion you subscribe to, you will get those no's. You will get those no's. Some will be very loud. Some of them will be like, it's a no and it's a no and it's a no. Some will be like, let me call you tomorrow. Some others will be zero communication, zero communication. So it's inevitable to get those no's. Again, how low can you bend to get what you need? How low can you go to get what you need? What you want, actually. Because if it was what you needed, there are people pleasing standards you will not raise yourself. You will not lower yourself to. I am very big on patterns. I'm very big on the things we allow ourselves to grow into. And trauma, the fact that our brain holds things that we've experienced in a very personalized way, and it's hard to release it unless we intentionally release it. The mind will hold on to things, the mind will hold on to beliefs, it will hold on to ideas, it will hold on to things. And with that, it will create a pattern in your mind. So for example, the pattern is, I need to give and give and give so that I am loved, or I need to just be a careless, or just make everyone happy and life is good, right? Wrong. Don't. With that, you are not able to just live your life. And it's in the beginning, like for example, in this Bible we have the story of Martha, who the world the world is listening to Jesus, the world is being fed by Jesus. But what does Martha do? Martha decides all we need to do is food, because she has been taught to please people is to miss on yourself and feed other people. um just let others enjoy as you're serving others. Sounds beautiful, but what time and what season are you doing it? Being kind, being generous, being a good person It's all beautiful. It's all a commandment from God. But to what extent, to whose extent are we doing these things? And as often as we might try to avoid doing what we are supposed to do just because the world is expecting us, please let's remember that the Bible also reminds us about boundaries. I am a very huge fan of Galatians 1 to 2. And it's talking about I am now trying to win the approval of human beings, or of God, or am I trying to please people? If I was still trying to please people, I will not be a servant of Christ. This is Paul really just talking about how we need to seek the approval of God, and as much as there's what the world expects us. Do you know there's some expectations we place on ourselves and they look pleasing and they look okay until God is like, no, that is not what I want of you. Um, going, this is a very bad example, but could happen. Going to church every Sunday to show yourself that you're going to church, and maybe God is calling you to a mission to, you're just going to church to be present, to just be seen. Like, see, God says people say we should go to church, and maybe God is calling you somewhere to go to a very low church, not low, but a not famous church that he needs you to go work on, to serve there, to serve in the least privileged department in your church where you're not being seen, where you are not pleasing everyone, where you need to be the loud person or you need to be the advocate of people's rights in your church. They could seem small things. They could seem, but see, being a Christian is being this, but there's this version that God is calling you to. Maybe your understanding of being a Christian is the people understanding of being a Christian is being in front of the camera, leading in praise, leading in worship. But maybe God is calling you in the most least available platform for you. Maybe it's a mental health platform where God is like, you know what, I'm launching you into this space. This is where He wants you to work in on, and those are two very justifiable. That's Martha and Mary's story. That is very justifiable because I'm like, see, but God, Christianity involves this, but God is asking you to just drop that and go to this other side where you're serving God in the area where He has sent you to, not the area where society has sent you to. And with that, I am just praying we all understand that people pleasing does not bring flowers. It might feel good at that moment. You might get a few accolades. Please, I am also calling myself on this out. I'm also calling myself out on this. It might bring some, oh my God, you are such a darling. Oh my God, you're such a friendly person. Oh my God, you're so easy to deal with. But do you want easy or do you want alignment with God? Do you want what feels nice, easy, comfortable, or do you want that which is aligned to God entirely? I hope with that we'll be able to make the right decisions, and I hope with that, with regardless of how hard it is, I know detaching from these things is very hard. Your first no will feel like the biggest burden in your life. Let me tell you, recently I applied for an opportunity for a speaking engagement, and we talked for a minute. They told me their rates, I told them my rates, and we were not coming to an amicable decision. And I think that was my first serious no. And that's like in my big girl's age. And it was so heavy to let go of whatever they were offering me. But I was like, you know what? I need to actively make this decision to say no to this because there is a promise of something greater than this. And I came here with a reason, I came here with a purpose. There is that which was written, and I know this is not what I intended. This is not what God has sent me to. Do I mean you refuse jobs because it does not pay you as much as you want? No. Seek wisdom on the no's you're giving. Seek wisdom on the yeses you're giving. Your yes could be a people pleasing. Your no could be a people pleasing. Go with what you know you need to. The spirit always knows. The spirit always knows. Your subconscious mind always knows what's right for you. So by all means, let us aim to be the best version of ourselves. Let's learn to say no. Let's learn to say yes when necessary. You are worth of saying no. You are worth of saying yes. You are worth of being the best version of yourself without the world's expectations of you, or the world being very loud on you. The world can be very loud. The world, if you don't know who you are, don't worry, society will tell you. But you need to make sure that the society will not be the loudest voice in your head, that the society will not define you for you. It might seem like the easiest conversation to have, or easy peasy. Yeah, we do it. We just get out of it. We just get out of people pleasing. It's a whole journey. It takes a lot of intentionality, and it will probably take a lot of tears. Actually, it will probably take a lot of tears. It will take a lot of determination. It will take a lot of hard work. It will take a lot of I got this. It will take a lot of I don't think I got this. It will take a lot of fear, like just stepping out of comfort. But it's all worth it. And I hope that we never forget that it is all worth it. We're gonna be okay. Step by step. Like